Welcome. Today we're headed to French Creek to do a little camping. We're going to do a two-nighter. It should be a lot of fun. It'll be the first time taking the Jeep out. Got it all packed up last night. Just going to grab a few more items and then we'll head off. Definitely tell that we're not going backpacking. Got so much stuff.
So not going.
It's going to be really interesting to find out how much of this stuff we actually use, because we got so much stuff with us. But hey, we don't know. See, I think last time we went right, and that's where I made the mistake. Yeah, that's definitely what I did last time. Because the canyon is right over here. I wonder if the park office is still open. That's right here, right? To the right? Yeah. So we're staying in Loop C, Site 11. So, not super happy with the way I set up the tarp yesterday. Yeah, I tried a ridgeline, but it was so windy yesterday. We were losing daylight, so got the two poles attached. So, drive that into the ground. I've got two guy lines. I'm gonna try to adjust this so that we can get more height under here. There's a tree in the way over here too, so lots of snow on the ground still, which is surprising. So we moved the table because all the snow started to melt and it became like a mud bog. So when we first got here, funny enough, it was actually right here and we were like, oh, that's in the wrong spot. And then we moved it over here, which became worse. And then Kim went and collected all these rocks here so that we could make the fire back here instead of sitting in that mud, or at least back on some leaves, so it's a little nicer. And then we moved the tarp and the tent because we were set up right here where the hammock is now. It's too small, I couldn't get the tarp all the way out. And it's only, I think, our third time using the tarp? Third time? So not 100% sure how to do it properly. I guess there's no right and wrong way. But getting the thing set up with two people, even with two people, is kind of difficult. I don't know if there's easier ways to do it, but because you have to get one going, tie it off, and then you've got no resistance, so it just wants to topple over until you can get the other one going. I was going to open up the other tarp. This is a 16-foot Kelty tarp. The Noah's 16, I think is what it's called. Yeah. And then I got the REI 8-foot poles. I also have 6-foot poles. But I didn't use those. I think this is kind of the configuration that you would use if you were in a hammock. But there's tons of lashing points. And we've got our Harbor Freight tarp, and then we've got some of those floor tiles that snap together. I think we have 12 of them, I believe. And then we lay our tent on top of that. And then I got some Everlast exercise mats and our air mattresses. I added the Everlast mats this year because we were camping in sub-freezing temperatures. I don't know if it actually helps having that extra foam. It kind of feel like it does, but my back got a little bit cold laying on my back last night, so I think getting air is actually probably the best. Oh, that part popped off. I'll have to fix that. Talking about the part popped off the pole over there, so the tent isn't quite as tall on that side. But this is a nice tent. It's a 4-season Alps mountaineering tent. I don't remember the exact model. There's a closeout at REI. And then we stopped at the garage sale yesterday, and this little thing here, it's kind of neat. You can attach it so you have a little clean spot in your vestibule once you climb in. I think they call it a mud mat. But I was comfortable last night in my Big Agnes Ranger 15 bag. So yeah, except for my ham hocks, my butt's been cold since we got here, which is funny. And there was people all around us yesterday, and now everyone's gone except a few of the campers, and someone just came in over here, and they've got one of those little ones that you pull behind a car. Funny thing is, the people that were next to us last night were actually supposed to be in this spot, but when they showed up, they apparently abandoned it because it was full of snow and wet and muddy. But it was really the only spot that we liked. So anyway, long story short, they ended up moving from here to over there because it was all dry and everything. And they saw me struggling last night trying to light a fire. I tried everything. I barely could get it, like, a flame going. I was throwing gasoline on it and couldn't get it going. And it just couldn't get it to go because it was just so darn wet. And we bought wood, and the wood was cheap, but it was wet too, so apparently I just couldn't get it going. But they came over with hot coals from their fire pit and put them on ours, and then we found out that they actually swapped places, which is kind of funny. They were like, well, karma, so they helped us. But our first spot we picked was spot 11, which was right by the bathrooms on the entrance side of the loop. But it was not for tents. It looked like it was full of rocks, like boulders like that. And it was really small. So this spot's not bad. I actually kind of like this spot. You were almost the furthest back from the bathhouse, which is right there on know if you can see it through there. Yeah, there you kind of see it right there. You have to walk around the loop. Not too bad. I still think I like spot 30 because you park and then walk down, so you're kind of tucked back, and then there's an entrance right to one of the trails. I don't know if you saw my shoes, but they're muddy. Cool thing about Loop C, they're open in the winter. They also allow pets, which is nice. I saw a lot of people with dogs. You just heard that big dog back there bark. Here you can fill water. You don't want to do your dishes there or wash your hands. It's for drinkable water. See, this is spot 30. This is where we stayed before. That's when I had the F-150, because I remember backing up here. And we had to like carry everything down. There was another tree here before, and it looks like the storm came down. I like that they have like a little hook here so you can hang a lantern on it. I think I'd like to get something that clamps on the picnic table and then maybe extends up a little bit. I could probably make something just with a C-clamp, and then be able to put the lantern in the air a little bit, because when it's sitting on the table, you know, the light's not very high, so you get a shadow on everything, like the cooktop. So see this one here, C27. So I don't get. So this one, oh wow. So this one's picnic table's way down there. That's interesting. And then this one, see these rocks here? See how rocky it is? That's what Site 11 looked like. All the internal spots in the loop are really rocky and small, designed for electric hookups. And, you know, like campers and stuff. See, spot 25. It's strange, they have like a... Kim pointed this out earlier. They have a raised barbecue pit. I need to look up. I don't know if you can hear that. Gunshots in the background. They're happening too frequently to be hunting, I think. Well, I've never been hunting, so I can't vouch for that. But I think it sounds more like a gun range where they're practicing. Is our late lunch almost ready? We still have a steak to cook tonight. Little sorcerer radio while you're camping. Sunset a little bit ago. You see the glow of it. Just had myself a nice shower. I got the fire going again so that we'll cook the steak that we got. It's our last night. So I don't know if I'm going to start a fire in the morning just because it's a lot of work. So we might just burn it all tonight. It really depends. It's like almost 8 o'clock. This camera can't pick up anything in the low light except other lights.